Encanto, the newest Disney musical, but also the 60th animation film by Disney. But have they lost their touch? A young Colombian girl has to face the frustration of being the only member of her family without magical powers. If you know me, I love musicals, I love Disney animation. I was blown away by the fact that they showed the logo before the film started and it said 60th film. I actually think that's incredible that they've made 60 animated films and most of them are bangers. And also before the film, there is a short animated film that is really great. I thought that was fantastic. They'll probably get nominated for an Oscar. Also before the day, I had no idea this was a musical. I had no idea. I thought it was just another Disney animation that's not Pixar, like Raya and the Last Dragon or Zootopia. And when I got my early screening pass and it said musical as one of the categories, I got very excited. I love Disney musicals. I always think they do a great job. And I'm happy to say that Encanto did not disappoint at all. This was one of the most fun I've had at the movies all year. The animation here, the first thing I want to talk about, is gorgeous. I mean, Disney just keeps outdoing themselves. I mean, there is so much detail to this animation. Everything is so colorful. There's so many unique sequences with this animation. It is breathtaking and is so great to look at. And once again, Disney has knocked it out of the park with the musical aspects with this film. The songs here are great. I don't know how they keep thinking of these unique and awesome songs in all their musicals. Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote a lot of these songs. I think he did, and I'm sorry if I said his name wrong. If you don't know who he is, he helped create Hamilton. He also helped create Into the Heights, which is also another great musical that came out this year. But the songs here are great. They're different than what we normally get in a Disney musical. There are some songs that feel like they're from a Disney musical, but here it feels like there's a unique twist to it that we haven't heard in a Disney musical yet. All the voice acting here is great. The singing is fantastic, especially with Stephanie Beatrice. I know she was in The Heights and she sang there, but before that I always saw her in Brooklyn Nine-Nine being that hard ass. Seeing here giving a musical performance that was awesome was just great to see. This was just another fun Disney musical. I was never bored. There's never a dull moment. And surprisingly, this felt somewhat different than what we normally get in these Disney musicals. Yes, there are some things that happen towards the end that are very predictable. That's going to happen in any Disney movie. But just the way these songs were sung and the way the story was told. Because in normal Disney musicals, I feel like they're all over the place. They're on a big adventure. They got to do this. There's adventure elements to this film, but it's contained. They're basically at this house this whole entire time, which, by the way, the house is really fucking cool. I love the house in this film. But for the whole entire film, they're in this one location that takes you to other locations. I don't want to say what that means because that'd be spoilers, but for the most part, they're all in this house this whole entire time, which could be very difficult if you're trying to make a fun musical. And they nailed it here. Like I said, I was never bored, and it was definitely different than what we normally get in these Disney musicals. I was pleasantly surprised by all of this. And when I say surprised, it wasn't like I had low expectations for this film. I mean, when I heard it was another Disney musical, I got very excited because they always do a great job, so I was expecting great things. But I didn't really hear much about this film. And like I said before, and like the film says too at the beginning, this is their 60th animated film. So at some point you would think Disney's animated films or musicals would get a little bit stale. But here, it still feels completely fresh. And that is so refreshing. There's also a moment in this film where they go in a really dark and serious direction that I think really worked. Extremely effective and very emotional. They normally do this in Pixar films, and they used to do this in earlier Disney animated films that weren't Pixar. But it was something I haven't seen in a while that I really think was effective in this film. And I'm surprised they went there. And I'm really happy they went there. It made the film a lot better. I have minor complaints with this film. Like I said before, some things feel predictable. And towards the end, there are some things that happen that I wish had more emotional payoff with some specific characters. It felt like there could have been a really powerful and emotional moment with some characters. But at the end, it felt sort of brushed off instead of something being really impactful. But like I said, these are really minor issues because I had so much fun with this film. Encanto was another excellent addition to Disney's animated library that seems like it's never gonna go stale. The animation here is absolutely beautiful. They keep outdoing themselves. Those animators do not get enough credit. The voice acting, the singing was so great. Stephanie Beatrice gave a wonderful voice performance that I thought was very surprising. The songs here are amazing. Another Disney musical with more catchy songs. Are we really surprised by that? But the surprising thing about it is these songs feel somewhat different than what we normally get in Disney musicals, which was really refreshing. The story is extremely emotional. You get attached to your characters, but that's not surprising with these Disney musicals. There is a moment in this film where it gets really serious and really dark, and I'm so surprised that Disney went there, but I'm glad they went there because it made the film better. It made it very impactful. There are some minor issues after this film, but honestly, I had so much fun with Encanto. This was one of the most fun experiences I've had all year at the theater. I'm not really surprised because I am a sucker for Disney musicals, and honestly, if you're not a sucker for Disney musicals, you're just a cold-hearted motherfucker. I'll give Encanto 8 Davy Daves. Another hit from Disney. I really hope people go see this because, like I said, I didn't really know much about this film until about a week ago. And like I said before, really love that opening animated short film. That was great. Fantastic. So, Encanto. Let me know what you guys thought of it. If you've seen it, I'm curious to hear. And thank you so much for watching. Click here to see more of Dave Dave's Takes.